Okay, so we're going to start standing today on our mat. So I have one more click to make here. Whoop, wrong one. Hang on, one more. That one there. Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Yoga for Stamina. We are in the month of July 2026, our last yoga class of this month. Our stamina is going to be focused on balance today. So I have a lot of things that will challenge our balance, a lot of different positions, and the optional use of props. So I have my yoga strap, I have my inflatable ball, and I have 4 different sizes of hand weights, kettlebells, that kind of thing that might give us an option to work with. So what I'd like for you to do is come to mountain pose. And then in mountain, we can choose to have a little separation between our feet, depending on your base of support. So you can bring them wide, or we can come all the way together. The closer your feet are, the more you're going to focus on balance. So I want you to kind of play with that and see where you'd like your feet to go. And then I just want you to start to rock forward and back a little bit in your feet. So as I come back into my heels, I'm lifting the balls of my feet up. Then as I'm rocking forward into the balls of my feet, I'm lifting my heels up. So just a little bit of movement back and forth in the feet. And then arms are just in that mountain pose position with your shoulders down and back, really looking at nice posture. Notice the muscles of your thighs engaging all the way up into the glutes, into the abdominals, into the upper back and shoulders, and then really lengthen all the way up through the crown of the head. Let's do a couple more of these. And then find an even placement into your feet. We'll sweep the arms forward to our prayer position, sit down into chair. Make sure your knees are tracking. We don't want the knees to bow out or to knock in, so they're in a nice alignment. And then as we press up, reach the arms up any amount and just stretch. We can lift the arms high, we can bring them in front of us, we can add a little bit of a back bend by pressing the hips forward. You choose what works good for your body. And then we'll go down into chair and back up and stretch. And I like to put the inhale up on that stretch. So breathe in, and then breathe out into your chair pose. Now let's add a bend of the elbows when we stretch up here. Bring your thumbs back behind the back of your head, and then straighten and come back down. Bring it up, bend the elbows back. Now notice when we do that piece, that bit, when we bend the elbows back, then our back wants to hyperextend back here, but I want you to really engage and pull your abdominals in so you're feeling that nice connection in your spine, protecting your lower back. Let's do one more of these. And we're just checking in to make sure this action feels okay and you can modify it any way that you need to. Okay, now trying it with our ball. And if you don't have one, just repeat what we did, pressing the palms together. So choose the distance between your feet. I'm going to go really close, so that will challenge my balance. Push into the ball, sit into chair, press up and reach, take a nice stretch, engage the abs, and bend your elbows, bringing the ball back behind the head. Now try not to let your head go forward. So it's probably going to touch the back of the head there. And if it bothers your shoulders to come up that high, just go here, maybe bend your elbows and bring the ball to the top of your head. So whatever you can manage here in the range of motion for your shoulders, for your lats and upper back. Want to make sure you're not feeling any pain or pinching. Good. Now as we come down into chair, let's twist our chair to the right. Make sure that your knees aren't going that way as well. So the knees are straight ahead. Take your ball and reach it down toward the floor. Bring it back up to the shoulders, stretch up, and bend the elbows back. Or you can leave that piece out. Then let's twist our chair to the left. Check the alignment of your knees. Whoop, I gotta get them back straight. Reach the ball down, bring it back to the shoulder, reach up, and optional bend the elbows. Let's do that one more time on each side with the ball. Rotate right, reach the ball down. So we're learning this so that you have the option to use a weight if you'd like on our next round. Twist, hold, reach the ball down, back to the shoulder, reach up, bend the elbows, and then just lower the ball down. So you can stay with the ball, or we can pick up a weight. I'm gonna go for a 5-pound. I think 8 would be okay too for me, but just kind of, we're in the early stages of the class. So we are here. Let's just do a chair straight down through the middle. Press up, make sure this feels like an okay workload. Option to bring it back behind you. That's gonna assist your stretch. Now let's go to the right side on your twisting chair. Line your knees up forward. Reach the weight down. Ooh, that almost tipped me over to the right. Press up and bring it back. So we are working on balance and stability here by using this weight and taking it in different places away from the center of gravity of our body. And then of course, strengthening of the legs and arms. And twisting chair to the right. Reach the weight down. Bring it back to the shoulder. Press it up any amount. And obviously you can continue to this whole sequence without any props. So just using your hands and your body weight. Let's do one more of these each side. Twisting chair to the right. Line up those knees straight ahead. Reach the weight down. Press it up. Stretch. Bend elbows. Abs tight. Twisting chair to the left. Here's your last one. Reach down. Up. Stretch. Last time, bend the elbows. And then lower the weight down to the chest. Good. Place that weight in your right hand. So as we hold it here, we have a little tendency to lean over to the side. We'll come into tandem stance with the left foot in front. So I'm going to step my right foot back a little bit. Now with tandem stance, you can have your feet wider for easier balance, or the hardest is to put one foot directly behind the other. We can bring this hand to the side of the head, to the shoulder, to the hip, wherever it feels comfortable for you. And we're just going to take a little lateral flexion over to the right and pull it up. So obviously the higher your arm comes up here, the more resistance and workload you're going to have with this. You can do it with your ball. You can do it with no props. Feel your feet and your ankles adjusting to your balance here. Let's do 2 more on this side. Pull it up, working that QL. One more time. Great job. Okay, switch hands. Switch your tandem stance, right foot in front. Moving your feet apart any amount that works good for you. And then we'll side stretch over to the left. Ooh, this one's feeling a little more challenging here. I'm gonna have to split my feet just a tiny bit. Stretch and pull it up. Whatever you wanna do with that right arm to facilitate the challenge that you need today. that's best for you. And we inhale as we stretch. Exhale to pull up. 3 more reps. Good. Balance, stability, flexibility, mobility. 2. Great job. 1 more. And pull it up. Great job. Let's release that weight down. We're going to spend a little bit more time on our feet. So what I want you to do is stand in a split stance, so not directly in tandem stance with the right foot in front. The left heel comes up, so you're going to stretch your toes here. And then what I want you to do is a little switcheroo to now lift the right heel up. And a switcheroo. And I'm just moving my arms kind of in opposition because this is functional. Shifting my body weight back to the back foot and then to the front foot. And I'm stretching my toes, working on flexibility and strength of the feet. 4, 3, nice, 2, 1, and then switch your weight to your front foot, that right foot. Flip your back foot over and stretch the top of your feet. And then we can just come into a nice chest expansion here, pulling the shoulder blades back, opening up the chest. So we've got balance work going on. We have a stretch happening in the top of our left foot and then in the upper body. Now let's wrap the right shoulder across. Now if you're struggling with your balance a little bit, just look forward. If you want to challenge yourself a little more, turn your head to the right. Whoa! Yes, that's a challenge. Good, hold it, hold it. Boy, my front foot calf is burning. It's doing a lot of work to hold myself stable. Okay, let's come out of that one. Ooh, I need to shake out this front foot a little bit. I don't know if you guys were feeling the same thing, but that was a lot of work down the outside of my calf there. So let's move the left foot forward. A little bit of a stride, your back heel lifts, and then we do a little switch and switch. So when my front knee bends, my opposite hand kind of moves forward a little bit. It's like I'm walking either forward or backwards. I kind of feel like I'm walking backwards when I'm doing this. So we're stretching any amount through the bones of the toes, working on balance, posture, coordination. 3, 2, 1, and 1. Now we'll take this right foot, flip it over, so we're stretching the toes. Now if you need to hold on to something instead of doing your chest expansion, that's okay. Stretch or hold on to something with one hand. Bring those shoulder blades back. And I'm not putting a ton of pressure into my right arch, but just a little bit. And then we'll bring the left arm to stretch across. Ooh, I'm nervous about turning my head, but I'm going to try. What's the worst that can happen? I'll step out of this pose. Oh boy, now that front foot, that ankle and calf are burning. Hold it, hold it. This must be something I really need to do. All right, let's come out of that side. Shake both legs out a little bit. Excellent. Okay, so I have my chair situated to where the high section of the chair is closest to me. And I'm going to use that section to reach my hands out and to walk the feet back a little bit and do a nice big lat and shoulder stretch. And of course, take this to whatever position feels okay for you. I don't want you to strain your shoulders. And let's keep our right hand on the chair. Take the left hand off, reach it across to the right leg, and rotate a little bit and look under your arm. Now, if this is too much stretch, you might be more in here, and that's okay. Whatever the angle of your shoulder that feels comfortable for you is at, I want you to take that stretch. Good, one more breath. Then your left hand's gonna find the chair. Your right hand will reach across. We turn our body a little bit and look to the left. Scoop your abs in, your back is nice and neutral. And then bring the right hand back to the chair. We're gonna walk forward just a little bit and lift the right knee up. So I want you to be able to reach the chair when your right knee is elevated. Then we'll send this right leg straight back into warrior three. So I've got my elbows bent, my face is just over the top of the chair here. Then I will lift the knee back up and back into warrior three. So usually when we do this, we have opposite hand and foot touching a surface. So let's take your left hand and put it on your hip. Now bring the right knee up. If you would like, take your right hand momentarily off the chair, find your balance. Put it back on, or just see if you can move this leg back without touching the chair. And then hold this one and balance. So we're going to do 3 more. Use the chair if needed with this right hand. Bring the right knee up. Find your good alignment. Pause. Send the leg back. Ooh, a lot of hip stabilization on the left side here. We have 2 more. Bring the knee up. Single leg stance. And the leg goes back. Warrior 3 or standing bird dog. Good, let's do 1 more. Knee up. Wow, left hamstring really working. And leg back. And then just bring it back to stand and shake those legs out a little bit. Wow. And the shoulders. Okay, so let's try the other side, see how our balance is going to be on our right leg. So we're in here close enough, we can pick the left knee up, look directly forward, take the leg behind you, send that leg nice and long, tighten your glute. Doesn't have to be up real high. And then bring the knee in again, up, send the leg back. So now our right hand goes to our hip. We'll come back up into single leg stance, left knee lifts. Maybe we can let go of the chair for just a moment. And then with or without use of the chair, send the leg back through. And maybe pause there and hold. Good, and 3 more. Take your time, do this very slow and mindful. Just only use that chair for the minimal amount that you need it, or countertop or wall, whatever you have there. Let's do 2 more. Right hip is definitely fatiguing, but I think I can make it through 2 more of these. Now notice shoulders down and back, head position is very neutral. And up. Pause. Is this our last one or second to last one? Oh no, I lost count. Oh, it's hard to count to 4. Just in case, let's do one more. It'll either be a bonus or it'll be the right number. It's not going to be less than. Oh, yes. All right, come on up and shake everything out. Okay, let's move that chair off to the side. I need a little bit of padding for my knees. I forgot to have it at the ready. So let's come down to all fours. And then I'd like for you to have one of your lighter to medium weights available as an option. So not necessary for sure. We can do this without. But coming to our hands and knees, let's just take a moment and move through cat and cow a little bit. Tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone, nice cat stretch, and then reversing into cow for some spinal extension. Good. Just 3 reps of each posture, spending some time on spinal mobility. And then we'll find our neutral alignment. So our right hand has the option to pick up the weight and to lift it up next to the side of our body. As soon as I do this, I feel like my body's leaning over. So we really engage the core and send our left leg back. So now we're in bird dog, spinal balance, holding a weight or not, maybe just our elbow up. And then we'll move into a tricep kickback, but I want you to rotate your palm to face the ceiling and slightly lift your arm up behind you. Then rotate the palm to face back in towards you as you bring your arm to 90. Rotate it up, lift it, and rotate it down. Let's do 3 more. Rotate and lift. Rotate and down. 2 more. This is really intense with a 5-pound weight. It's about all I can do, but it's right. 1 more. Rotate and lift and bring it down. Good. Set that weight back down. Come into child's pose, but put your right arm underneath your body very gently. So it's not a thread the needle. We're not twisting. We're just putting our right arm slightly under our body and coming straight down into child's pose. If you want, you can make a pillow for your forehead with your left hand by putting that right in front of you or your fist so you can relax your head to the floor. So we're getting a little bit of a shoulder and upper back release here on that arm we were working. Good, just a couple more breaths, and of course, adjust this for whatever you need in your body. Okay, let's press ourselves up. We'll switch our weight to the left hand. I'm going to spin around so you can see that one on the left side. So all we'll do is just pick it up and hold our elbow up. And maybe this is all you do. Just stay right here. I already feel my core really firing. Or we send our right leg back, we level off our pelvis, really elongate that leg. Then as we straighten our left arm, we rotate our palm to the ceiling and lift the arm up a bit, and then rotate it back in. We're going slow for 5 reps. Rotate and lift. So this is a great exercise for our tricep. And we're activating the tricep both from the elbow joint and the back of the shoulder. Both places it attaches. 2 more. Is your back sagging? Scoop it up. 1 more. Bring it in, set the weight down, relax the knee. Bring your left arm to cross in front of your body and lower yourself down to take your child's pose, any position that you would like. So no twist in the spine for this. It's different from thread the needle. Our shoulders are level to the floor. Couple more breaths. Good, and then we'll press up out of that posture. So I'm going to turn to face the camera so I have my mat going long ways on either side. And let's take one of your legs and extend it out next to you on the mat, and then come up and find your balance. So this is our kneeling gate pose. Now, if you want to use that hand weight, you can add it. We're just going to tip to the side until our fingers come down toward the floor, and then tip up. And your option is to lift this arm also. So again, if you want just a light weight with this, we're going to tip it to the side, pull it up, and option to lift the weight up. Let's do 4 more nice and slow. And if that shoulder raise is not okay for you, there's lots of other options. You can do a little bicep curl here. So just something to strengthen and to focus on our balance is what I want to do with this particular exercise. Core strength, balance, and stability. 2 more. I'm just trying a lot of different things with the weight. 1 more. This one I'm going to try pressing it up. Good job. And then we can use this weight and just kind of set it down to do a little bit of an assisted side plank. We can walk the weight out a little farther and lift up that top leg. So you can pick your side plank here. A couple of you might like to try a full side plank like so. So let's just hold maybe wherever you want to be about 15 seconds. Breathing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm going to walk my hands to the front and take a stretch here. So this might be a big stretch for you. You can also hold your weight to keep your body up a little higher if it is too intense. Or if you're pretty flexible, you can walk the hands out like a downward dog position. Take your stretch there. I'm really feeling that in my inner thigh on that extended leg. Hold there about another 3 breaths. Whew. And then we'll walk our hands back in. We'll bring that extended leg to the knee. And we'll switch and extend the opposite leg out. Then come up and find your balance. Now, when we're on this knee here, I want to make sure that you have your hip flexor, you're not poking your bottom back, because I don't want this to be shortened. I want you to tuck your hips forward, get your shoulders in alignment, and then we'll take our side bend. This arm can really reach to get a good stretch. And then we can pull up with the option of lifting this arm in any position and maybe adding our weight. So you pick what you'd like to do here for 5 slow reps. Breathe and stretch. Pull up, and any arm exercise. Good. Head position stays really neutral. Try not to drop your chin down. We can add the bicep curl. 3 more, moving slowly and controlled. Gate pose. Boy, I can feel the difference in my core connection when I lift that arm out to the side. It really changes the work. Same thing when I bring the arm here. We have 1 more. I'm going to do the press up on the last one so I can match what I did on the other side. Good, and then we're going to come down into our side plank. So we can support it with our hand weight. You can be down on your arm, you can be floating, where you're not even touching your arm. It's free floating. We can lift the leg up, or we can do that full side plank, crossing the ankle over, and breathing 15 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we come down with the hands. Support here with a prop if you need, or walk the hands out. Take a downward dog type of stretch here, focusing on the extended leg on the inner thigh and the hamstring. One more breath. And walk the hands back in. Come to both knees. Just do a couple of rounds of cat and cow just to loosen up anything that might feel grippy in your back after doing those side planks. And then we're coming down onto our back. So get your props situated. I want you to have one lightweight close by as an option to use. I've got a little pillow for the back of my head. So just laying on your back, walk your feet out away from you just a little bit, and I want you to flex your toes up and down. You can do them at the same time, or you can do them like you're running, one and the other, one and the other. And these are like ankle pumps, but our legs are not in the air. And what I'm working on is concentrating on strengthening my shins and my ankles, and I'm already feeling a burn. So we're going to do about another 10 seconds, then we'll take a break. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Wow, that was a burn in the shins. So taking a little break there, we'll bring the feet in closer toward us and then lift our hips up into bridge. You can stay in bridge just here and hold it, or we can lift one heel up off the floor and then the other. One heel, one heel. Again, like you're doing those little steps we did earlier in class. You can also switch quicker. So lift a heel and switch at the same time. So you're kind of moving like you're walking. Your hips don't have to be up really high. 10 seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down from your bridge. Now I want to go back into these, flexing up, but your choice is to bring your knees either up to table, doing your ankle pumps, or bringing your legs in an up the wall position, doing your ankle pumps here. So the benefit of doing it with your legs up is to get the blood and lymphatic fluid to come down with gravity back toward the heart. But that's also a big hamstring stretch, and for some might not feel real comfortable, so you can be here or you can have your feet again on the floor. Okay, I'm about done. Let's do 10 seconds. Ooh, 8, 7, 6, 5, Uncle, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Wow. Okay, I want you to come onto your right heel, bring your left knee up, and we're going to lift our hips up using that right leg, up and down. So this is a single leg glute bridge, really strengthening the buttocks and the hamstring. Let's go for 8. Here's 4. Push it up. 5. Doesn't have to be a high bridge. In my case, it's not going to be. 6, 7, and 8. Now this is the one we need to stretch. So let's put the left one back down, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, and draw the knees up to stretch the glute we just worked for our figure 4 stretch. Now, if you have the capability to put your left hand on top of your right foot, so I have my hand over my toes, I want you to just gently press your toes down to stretch the top of your arch, and that will allow a little lengthening through your tibialis too when we were doing those ankle pumps. So just hold here and breathe. Ooh, that's a really intense stretch for me. One more breath. Okay, so our left heel now comes to find the floor. Our right leg is just up in tabletop. We're going to lift into 8 single leg bridges. Up, 1. Try to pause at the top. 2. It's harder if you don't use your hands on the mat. 3. 4. Ooh. 5. This is another one I need more of, I can tell. 6. We all do. 7. And 8. Great. So the right leg comes down, left ankle crosses. We bring the knees up to stretch the glute, and then we can take our right hand and gently press the toes and the arch down. So we feel that stretch across the top of the foot. I used to have such a nice ballet toe point, and we live in shoes all of the time, and our feet and our muscles in our feet get so stiff that that flexibility and mobility tightens up over the years. Couple more breaths here. And then relax your feet down. So I had you bring that single weight. I want you to very carefully grab hold of it. We're going to do the dead bug. And again, the weight is just an option. I have it in my right hand, and I want to make sure that you can just bring it a little bit in this direction. If that doesn't work okay for you, then I want you to bend your elbow so the weight comes a little bit in that direction. So a couple different things you can do. You can do the straight arm pullover. This focuses on your lat and your tricep, or you can do the bent arm tricep extension. So pick the one that you want or mix and match them. So at the same time, your opposite leg is going to go out and come into tabletop. So level 1 of this dead bug, I want your right foot on the floor. That's going to help you stabilize your back. Level 2, your right leg can be up in table as you extend the left leg out. That's going to be a lot harder to stabilize your core. So let's get about 6 more here. And again, without the weight is just fine. You still have the coordination of the movement. You still have the spinal and core stability. 4, You could even take the arm to the side for a big challenge. 3. Kind of play around with it. 2. And 1. Great job. Let your feet come down. Relax that arm. Switch it over to the other hand. Now I know we can be different from one side of our body to the other in terms of our shoulders. So we can try one of these. Does it work with this workload we have? Or we can try one of these, bending the elbow or anything you want to do with that arm. And then as we perform the exercise, the right leg goes long and into tabletop. This is your level 1 where your left foot stays on the floor. Level 2, we stack that knee up, which requires a lot more core stabilization. And then we lengthen the arm and opposite leg away. 6 more. Now it helps you to support your lower back if you exhale when the arm and the leg are away from each other. So breathe out right here. And then inhale when you come back together. 4 more. In Pilates, that's called the basic breath. I don't think they differentiate that in yoga. 2. And 1 more. Set the feet down, your weight down as well. Let's reach for your yoga strap. We're going to stretch the hamstring and the IT band. So we'll take that strap under the bottom of the right foot, bring it up nice and long. Now you can always leave the bottom knee bent. This is going to tip your pelvis a little bit to the posterior, and it's going to feel better on your lower back. Or you can extend this leg out, and you feel like when you do that, it tips your pelvis the other way to the anterior. So now my lower back is kind of lifted a little bit. So if that doesn't feel okay, I want you to go ahead and bend your knee and press your low back into the earth. So let's hold for our hamstring first. And breathe here. And we can certainly do a little bit of ankle mobility here as well, since that's some of our focus for today. It's a good time to do it when the leg's extended up. So for the IT band, I want you to keep your pelvis grounded into the floor. Bring your opposite hand to the strap and hold this one out to the side, and you're just barely going to bring that leg across, not twisting your spine. So your pelvis is still staying down, the leg is coming across, and then rotate your foot inward, like you're, would that be pigeon-toed? So you're rotating it in. And let's hold it here. Deep breaths. Very nice. One more inhale and exhale. And we'll come back to the middle one more time. Just hold here a couple of breaths. See if you can extend that stretch a little deeper. So now we're going to take this leg that's up into a half happy baby. You can use your yoga strap in your right hand and just bring your knee down toward your armpit. Or maybe you can reach your right hand to your foot and pull it down like so. So it looks like your knee is in your armpit and your foot is on the ceiling. So it's not down here like this, although this is okay. You could do this. But happy baby is more of a 90 degrees with that leg right up toward the ceiling. And again, if your lower back's bothering you, then you bend this knee and you relax your back into the floor. Let's take one more breath here. Good. And now we can bend this knee deeper. We can pull it in towards us and take it all the way across to the left side into a nice twist. The right arm reaches out. I want your shoulder blade to be on the floor. So try not to have this arm hanging in space. That's not going to feel very good on your shoulder. So make sure it's planted down and relaxed. And your head is turned to the right side. Good. All right, let's bring it back to the center line. You can slide that strap off your foot. And let's go ahead and switch. And this is going to be a whole different ball game on this side. So go slow, take it where it feels okay for you. We can start here. We can slide this leg down, depending on whether that feels okay for your low back. And stretch. Ooh, this one is tight. So let's find a breath rhythm. I like to do that when we're stretching. So I want you to inhale a count, and these are slow counts. Inhale a count of 2. 1, 2. And then exhale a count of 4, so twice as long. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just do that on your own or any version that's close to that. We can add some ankle pumps here also. It's kind of hard to do ankle pumps while I'm trying to count 2 and 4. That's good for the brain, right? Okay, let's come into our IT band stretch. So the opposite hand has the strap. And we're just barely going to bring that leg across and turn our foot in. Ooh, yowza. It's amazing how different that stretch feels when you add that little ankle position. Your left hip should be down on the floor. We want to get our leg as straight as we can. It can be down here. I still feel my IT band with my leg lower. So whatever stretch you can get upward for your hamstring and across for your IT band is great. 2 more breaths. Okay, let's bring that leg back to the midline one more time. See if we can find a little more space in the muscle. And it's okay if your knee's bent a bit. And then we're going to pull this knee down to the armpit for your half happy baby, either using your strap to do that, or if you can reach for your foot. We typically grab the outside of the blade of the foot with the hand. And it's a deep groin stretch, so do what feels best for you here in this position. I think half happy baby is harder than full happy baby. Because when you do both sides, you bring your legs up and this is la-di-da, right? But when this one's down, this is hard. So if you need to bring both legs up, I'm good with it. Make it feel right for your body. Okay, now let's let that knee bend in toward you. Bring it across to the right side. Turn your head to the left and open that left arm out just to get a gentle stretch through the front of your shoulder and your chest. A little bit of neck mobility here as we're looking to the left side. Wow, I feel really nice and stretched out. I hope everybody does as well. Spending this last few minutes of class on flexibility. All right, let's come back to the center. We'll stay on our back for Supta Baddha Konasana, which is our reclined butterfly pose. Sometimes this feels a little better for us than when we do it sitting up because our hips are not as flexed. They're more open. So your feet are touching one another. I want you to gently engage your glutes like you're trying to push your knees out toward the floor. You're trying to open the butterfly wings. Just pause and hold that, not too vigorously, but just enough to engage those muscles and then relax them. Now what I want you to do is push your feet towards each other like you've got a little sponge between your feet and try to squeeze the water out of the sponge. So you're activating your inner thighs and then relax that. Now, if you could do both of those things at the same time, I want you to try. So we'll do the push the feet together first, squeeze out the sponge, and now push your knees out further. Hold and release. Let's do that twice more. Push your feet together, push your knees open, hold, and relax. And again, push your feet together, push your knees open, hold, and then just relax and soften through the hips and hold there for a couple of breaths. If you want to stretch through the upper body, you could come into a goalpost arm position or arms out like a T or airplane arms. Take a couple really nice deep breaths, maybe that 2 and 4 combination. And then I want you to find your way to a stand, whatever way works for you. This is always hard for me when I take somebody's yoga class and they say, okay, stand up now. I go, I don't want to get up. But whatever way works for you, I want you to come to a stand. And we are going to do one more balance and core stability exercise now that we're up. So what we're going to be doing is bringing our hands behind our back and to the front of our body. You have the option to do this with nothing in your hands, or you can pick up your ball. You're going to be passing it behind your back, or you can pick up a weight or a kettlebell. So I'm going to try my 10-pound kettlebell here because this is going to challenge my balance the most. The closer you put your feet together, the harder this is, or you can even do a tandem stance. And we're going to bring whatever you have behind your back and around to the front, to the back. And again, you don't have to have anything in your hands at all. Now go the other way. The kettlebell works pretty good because I can grab the horns easily. Good. Now, if you had your feet staggered, I want you to change the other foot in front. Go the other way with the kettlebell 3 times, or the ball, or nothing at all, or a little hand weight. And then you'll reverse direction, last time 3 times around the back of your body. And if you have something that's fairly heavy, you're going to notice how this is changing your balance and your body's center of gravity. Last one. And then we can set your prop down and come back to finish in mountain pose. And sometimes I love to come back to what we started with one more time, just to see how it feels. So we'll bring our palms at heart center. We'll sit into chair. We'll stretch up. We'll bend the elbows back. And then let's do that with a twist to the right. Arms can reach down. Press back up, stretch. Elbows bend. Twist it to the left. Reaching down. Last stretch up, bending the elbows back. And then palms float to the heart center. Samastitihi, balance tension. And I want you to feel your body balanced from the front to the back, from the right to the left. And the light and joy that reside within my heart honors the light and joy in the hearts of each of you. Namaste. Thanks for playing with me today for some balance and footwork, little upper body stretching and strengthening. I'll get our recording up, and I would love to chit chat with you if you can hang for a couple of minutes. If not, send me a little note and let me know how class went for you today.